evening and welcome to your Wednesday, August 7, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. GECOM MULLS proposal for cameras in polling stations, biometrics feasibility study. 7 years later, U.S. still working on reversing catfish ban. Guyana set to be first CARICOM country to conduct HLA testing for organ transplants. President Ali announces improved security infrastructure for border market vendors. Over US $100 million generated by rice sector this year so far as production increases, and 18 Peace Corps volunteers to aid in advancement of literacy healthcare in Hinterland. Now for the news in detail. Ahead of next year's general and regional elections, the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, is considering proposals that include the placement of cameras in polling stations and a biometrics feasibility study, all to further bolster safeguards against any skullduggery on polling day. Here is Gerald Bryan with our lead story tonight.
In a statement on Wednesday, GECOM spokeswoman Yolanda Ward responded to concerns raised by the Alliance for Change AFC regarding election safeguards. AFC has been calling for biometrics such as fingerprints to be implemented by GECOM for the next elections. But GECOM warned that they cannot make such a significant change to electoral procedure unless there is legislation to back it up. Indeed, the addition of ID cards in the 1997 elections was one of the grounds on which the validity of the entire election was overturned in court, and even that electoral change came from an act of parliament. GECOM did assure, however, that there are multiple safeguards already in place to protect the sanctity of the elections, safeguards enshrined in law. Moreover, the Commission is already examining the question of biometrics. It was revealed that a feasibility study was conducted on introducing fingerprint scanning, a form of biometrics. That study, according to GECOM, is currently being examined by the commissioners. In addition, a proposal is being considered by GECOM from Chief Elections Officer Vishnu Prasad for cameras to be placed in polling stations. These cameras, GECOM noted, would be placed in positions where they could record what happened in the polling stations while maintaining the secrecy of the ballots. Until these proposals can be implemented, however, GECOM reminded of the safeguards at their disposal, including political party agents at each polling station and the identification process for voters. There is also the use of indelible ink and the counting of ballots before reps from all the parties and local and international observers. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Some 7 years after the United States imposed a ban on the export of catfish from Guyana, efforts have been ongoing to reverse this, and according to U.S. Ambassador Nicole Thiroux, the process is getting close to the end. Find out more in this Vanu Manikchand report.
The catfish ban was imposed since 2017 under the former APNU-AFC administration, and since entering office, the current PPPC government has been working with the United States Department of Agriculture to reverse it. During an interview with reporters on the sidelines of an event on Wednesday, U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Nicole Thiroux explained that while this has been a lengthy process, the ban could end soon.
I know it seems like it's been a really long time, but when you're talking about the health and safety of your citizens, you have to be incredibly careful, and that's why it's such a long, complicated process. But I promise you, Guyana's getting close to the end, and I think we'll be there soon.
Over the years, there has been multiple exchanges between authorities from both sides, with Guyana having to submit various documentations to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Services. The last submission was made in May of this year.
In May, they returned the last request for information, so it's kind of been going back and forth. And right now, it's back in the U.S., so it's the ball's in our court, to review the responses we received on May 25th. So once we have reviewed that, if we have any additional questions, we'll send that back. However, if they are satisfied, then we can start the process for allowing catfish exports back into the United States. Unfortunately, I don't have a timeline for that because it really does depend on how long it takes them to go through the responses. But I'm very confident that we will get there.
Ambassador Theriault went on to explain that the U.S. is strict when it comes to the health and safety of its citizens, but assures that Guyana is well advanced in reversing the ban on catfish exports. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa had previously lamented that the local fishing industry has severely been affected by the ban since wild-caught catfish, especially gilbaka, has been in great demand in the large Guyanese diaspora in the U.S. Prior to the ban, the catfish export industry to the U.S. was worth some $1.8 billion. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manak-Chand.
Guyana is said to be the first Caribbean community member state to conduct human leukocyte antigen testing for organ transplants. This was disclosed by Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony during an interview with the Evening News' Trishelle Sobers. Here is the story.
Earlier in the year, the Guyana government had procured a human leukocyte antigen HLA machine to increase Guyana's capacity to determine human organ compatibility before conducting transplant surgeries. In this regard, very soon skilled health practitioners will be able to match patients and donors for bone marrow, cord blood, or organ transplants. According to Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, technical staff are currently being trained to ensure the service is on stream by the end of 2024.
So right now, without that matching, we depend on sending those samples to Miami, and that has been that's how the program was built all along. So we're changing that where we can do these testing locally, and there's no country in the Caribbean that has been able to do HLA testing for themselves. So once we put this equipment in place, we would be the first one to be able to do that.
The Health Ministry, through the Human Organ and Tissue Transplant Agency, is actively working to establish Guyana's first National Human Organ and Transplant Registry. This platform, which will be managed by the agency, is part of efforts to modernize Guyana's healthcare system and fast-track the process in which ill patients can access functioning organs. Dr. Anthony explained that the HLA testing capability will complement the work of the agency, which aims to save lives by ensuring that ill patients have access to healthy organs.
Well, the registry is important because in that way we'll be able to match people and do more surgeries, right? And when a donor becomes available, they can be matched to a potential recipient. So that's why that is very important, and there are a lot of procedures that must be followed, and so we're adhering to the best standards that exist globally. Now, one of the requirements for the registry would be that we have to get a set of patients, and we've been working with Donation Transplant Institute to put all the regulations in place.
The establishment of a National Donor and Transplant Registry is provided for in Part 3, Section 13 of the Human Organ and Tissue Transplant Bill 2021. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Following a visit to BOURDA market, President Dr. Irfan Ali has committed to exploring major upgrades to the market as well as providing better security for the environs. Gerald Bryan tells us more.
On Wednesday morning, President Dr. Irfan Ali, along with a contingent that included members of the Guyana Police Force and the Georgetown Mayor and City Council, visited BOURDA Market, Georgetown. Following the visit, during which the President spoke to the vendors, he revealed that the Ministry of Local Government will consult with them on the possibility of upgrading the market. He said it is envisioned that BOURDA Market can be transformed into a structure similar to the new Parica Market Complex. At Parica, an over $200 million complex is being built, which will allow vendors to sell their goods in a more comfortable environment.
Minister Annan and Minister Parag will come during the course of this week, and the councillors, and let us do a consultation in this BOURDA market here, and maybe to see how we do Parica. I know, and put down one big shed instead of this all these small stands in place in a horrible condition. We put one big shed, an open shed, and then do the stalls like how we do the other market.
President Ali also acknowledged the complaints from vendors regarding the garbage situation in the city. Despite the Georgetown Mayor and City Council being mandated to collect garbage, this continues to be an ongoing issue as piles of garbage can be seen all around the city.
That's something we should look at, right? and then clean up this whole place here. And then when we clean up this whole place, we tarmac it. Because the city council ain't doing nothing.
Yes,
Just clueless. That they're collecting money from the people in the market. They're supposed to have the constab out there, no constab. The people said no constab, no security, nothing.
During the president's discussions with vendors, concerns were also raised regarding security in the environs. As far back as 2018, then Chief Constable Andrew Fu had named the Stabroek and BOURDA markets as criminal hotspots. The vendors told the president, however, that the city constabulary is hardly even seen.
The main issue people raise, one is security.
Yes.
So today, I got the police will come and do a full outreach on the security.
Yes.
We got to put down at least one major outpost to support the whole market. So before the end of this week, the police got to put down, the containerized outpost. So they'll put down the containerized outpost. I'll tell them to see how we can connect the cameras to the screen so everybody can see what's happening in the market on the screen. So there's the motorbike guy. So we can sort that out. We can put it there. We make sure and then talk to BOURDA. We'll put the outpost and connect the cameras to the screen so the police can see the screen from the outpost.
Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
For the year so far, the rice sector has earned over US $100 million in revenue, and this is attributed to a massive increase in production. Kelroy Williams reports that the Ministry of Agriculture is now hoping that with the use of technology, farmers can even further maximize their yields.
The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Guyana Rice Development Board and the Food and Drug Administration, FAO, on Tuesday conducted the closing ceremony for the Enhancing Precision Farming Practices in Rice Production for Guyana Small Farmers Using Drone Technology program. Delivering remarks at the ceremony was Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, who explains that rice production has increased this year. On this point, he disclosed that approximately $127 million has already been generated by the sector this far.
This year our target is 710,000 tons of rice. For the first half of the year we have already achieved surpassed our target, and we achieve a production of 362,030 metric tons. And when you look at the rice industry, we are seeing a lot also for a revenue for the year, almost $127 million already being generated by this industry.
Moreover, the minister revealed that several high-yielding varieties of rice have been introduced to farmers.
We have witnessed over the last few years, we have witnessed almost 9 high-yielding rice varieties that have been released for commercial production, boosting productivity and sustainability of the rice industry.
Meanwhile, through government's investments, the GRDB now has 12 data analysts and 8 certified drone pilots. The training program in question saw over 350 farmers benefiting from their expertise. Minister Mustafa emphasized that through the use of technology, farmers can further maximize yields. The drone technology has already allowed officers from the GRDB to map all the rice growing plots within the country and identify who the farmers were and the variety of rice produced. It also allows the GRDB staff to advise farmers on land leveling, plant health, and salinity of the areas. Kelroy Williams, The Evening News.
Coming up, their time will come, Norton on Ford Walton Desir quest for leadership, and government providing counseling rehab services to street dwellers battling drug addiction. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Introducing Jumbo Jet Auto Sales. Are you looking for top quality heavy machinery and trucks in Guyana? Look no further than Jumbo Jet Auto Sales, your exclusive dealer for XCMG and Cinetruck. Only 30% down with up to 24 months financing available. Various sizes in motor graders to excavators, compactors to skid steers, and wheel loaders. Not forgetting our amphibious. We have a wide selection of XCMG machinery to meet your needs. Explore our range of Cinetruck dumpers, including 8x4 twin steer, all-terrain 6x6, 6x4 models, and more. Plus, check out our cement mixers in 8x4 and 6x4 configurations. We also customize to best suit your needs. Drop by our various showrooms located at East Bank, Land of Canaan, Eccles, our head office in Georgetown, Ogle, and in Berbice, Chester, and Bushlot to view our impressive inventory. Don't miss out on the opportunity to add to your fleet the perfect heavy machinery or truck for your needs. Visit Jumbo Jet Auto Sales today and experience quality, reliability, and excellent service all under one roof. Only 30% down with up to 24 months financing available. Contact us on 225-8255, 232-0633, 233-3101, or 328-2802. Jumbo Jet Trucks and Auto Sales, the only authorized dealer of XCMG and Cinetruck in Guyana. Jumbo Jet Auto Sales, your leading partner in quality machinery.
Wayne Pressure Pumps out of the U.S. is the ideal solution for your water woes. At Sylvie's Variety Store, we bring you the top line of automatic pressure tank pumps ideal for building offices and residential homes. Just turn on the faucet and pressure at your fingertips. The Wayne collection includes pool pumps, well pumps, and utility submersible pumps. Parts and accessories available. Sylvie's Variety Store, bringing you the quality you deserve every time.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe. For bid, performance, retention, advanced mobilisation or customs bonds, bond with us. Fuel your success. Call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Premier Insurance. Premier insurance coverage.
Exciting news! The capping stack has arrived in Guyana. In the unlikely event of an oil spill, this vital equipment is placed over a blown-out well to stop or redirect the flow of hydrocarbons, ensuring a rapid and effective response. With the capping stack now in hand, Guyana stands out as one of just 2 oil-producing nations in the region with such a crucial safety measure readily available. This marks another significant step towards ensuring that Guyana produces oil and gas safely and sustainably.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Leader of the People's National Congress, Aubrey Norton, has spoken about the challenge to his position by party members Roysdale Ford and Amanzo Walton Desir, assuring them that their time to serve in such a capacity will one day come. Gerald Bryan reports.
During a recent interview with Dr. Asquith Rose on Globespan, opposition leader Aubrey Norton spoke of his leadership of the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR. During the party's congress in June, Norton was challenged for leadership by two of his parliamentarians, Amanzo Walton Desir and senior counsel Roysdale Ford. Both challengers dropped out of the race just days before the internal polls, however, citing electoral irregularities. But Norton, during his interview, claimed he is still on good terms with both Ford and Walton Desir. And according to him, their time to lead the party will come one day.
I would think so. In fact, I have spoken to both of them briefly. I was in the park where Romanza was, and we had a photo opportunity. I think these are young members of parliament who, with time, will come into their own.
According to Norton, he has a strong base within the party, and whether Ford and Walton Desir had dropped out or not, the election would have ended in his victory. As a matter of fact, Norton credited his efforts to connect with people at the grassroots, including in various entertainment spots, with his success in the party.
One of the tasks I undertook from the time I became leader was to put the party back on the ground, make it a grassroots party. I've been involved in reinvigorating our groups, setting up new groups. And so in large measure, a lot of the persons who became despondent returned to the party and began working. And so I can say to you that I have a strong base in the party.
Both Walton Desir and Ford had outlined various concerns with the election, including the delay in releasing a preliminary list of delegates and a lack of confidence in the transparency of the elections. Norton had gone on to be re-elected as PNCR leader, with a motion also being passed for him to be the presidential candidate at next year's elections. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Trishelle Sobers joins us now to report that the Health Ministry has moved to offer medical and psychological support to vagrants who are seeking to overcome their drug addictions. According to Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, there are at least 10 clinics in Georgetown that his ministry collaborates with to provide this service.
So for people who have a drug addiction, we have at least 10 clinics in the city that is headed by Dr. Freeman. So we can provide counseling, we can provide, if in some cases they need certain meds to help them to wean off the addiction, we can provide that. And we work very closely with the courts as well. So people who went before the court, and if they have a drug problem, the courts would normally refer them to this clinic, and we'll work with them to help them with their addiction.
That was Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony speaking with reporters on Wednesday. He said the ultimate goal is to help addicts transition back into society. Meanwhile, as it relates to street dwellers battling mental illnesses, Dr. Anthony said assistance is also in place to ensure they have access to medical care and daily needs. In this regard, he underscored that interagency collaboration is needed.
So I think that's something that we have to work jointly with several other ministries. But one of the pushback that we've been getting is that some of the people don't want to come into an institution. So that's why, for example, the Ministry of Human Services would have been providing them with a safe space where they can go, get a bath, get a meal. But some of them don't want to come off the street. Many of these patients who are out there, they have been in our programs, so they're known to the doctors. But again, it's balancing what their rights and institutionalizing them. The new mental health law does not allow us to institutionalize people unless it's an acute episode. So we can only keep them for so long, but then we have to release them if they want to go out.
Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
18 Peace Corps volunteers will soon be deployed to Guyana's hinterland regions, where they will play a fundamental role in helping the government advance literacy in English language, as well as science among primary level children. Trishelle Sobers joins us again with the details.
I promise to share my culture with an open heart and open mind.
I promise to share my culture with an open heart and open mind.
I promise to foster an understanding of the people of Guyana. With creativity, cultural sensitivity, and respect.
Creativity, cultural sensitivity, and respect.
That was the 18-member Peace Corps volunteers taking the oath before being sworn in on Wednesday during a simple ceremony at the Guyana High Street, Kingston, Georgetown. In addition to helping government advance literacy in English language as well as science in the hinterland, the group will also address various issues, including adolescent health and environmental stewardship. To enhance their preparedness for these tasks, the volunteers completed an intensive 9-week pre-service training. Highlighting the important work of the Peace Corps volunteers and their local community partners in building a sustainable future for Guyana, Deputy Chief Education Officer for Administration Tiffany Harvey commended host families, partner schools, and the Guyana government for their support of the Peace Corps' work.
When I look at literacy, science, health and family life, those are directly related to what our focus is right now. We are deliberately working towards ensuring that we produce the ideal citizens, that our students, our children, our pupils are prepared for the world of work to compete in the global market. So with the focus of literacy, grades 1 to 4, we welcome you. We welcome that. It's exactly what our mission is.
Meanwhile, 2 health volunteers will teach life skills to adolescents and will work to support the health ministry in the school health program that is focused on screening and early detection of non-communicable diseases and mental health issues in children throughout their school years. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, who delivered brief remarks at the event, highlighted that the group will help his ministry bridge the gap between healthcare being accessed at schools and health centers.
I know that this batch, for those who would be working in health, that will be focusing primarily on adolescent health, and we have lots of work in this area too. So we have been focused on a few areas, but now we want to have this comprehensive program, and I really look forward to the volunteers working with us to make this as a success in the areas where they'll be assigned. And we want to bridge that gap also between the schools in the area and the health center.
The 18 new volunteers will join the current cohort of 36 already serving in 9 of Guyana's 10 regions and is part of the 35th volunteer group to work here. United States Ambassador to Guyana Nicole Terriot commended the group for their dedication, motivation, and unwavering support to the program.
Volunteers around the world reflect the very best of the United States, and they bring back to the United States the very best of Guyana. They build lasting people-to-people ties that span decades. And those ties are part of a lifelong commitment, just like they are for Mr. Haynes. In fact, many returned PCVs seek to live and work overseas again. Like you catch the bug, right? And you want to go back overseas. Living in the U.S. just doesn't do it for you anymore.
Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
With only 3 hearings completed, the 2020 elections fraud trial, which was slated to continue today, will now be deferred until September as Senior Magistrate Leron Daly, who is presiding over the matter, has been placed on 30 days of sick leave. As a matter of fact, the case had first been scheduled to resume on Monday, August 5, after being adjourned last week. That was when reports of Magistrate Daly's illness first emerged, prompting the matter to be adjourned until today. When contacted, Special Prosecutor and King's Counsel Darshan Ramdani related that he found out about the magistrate's sick leave on Tuesday afternoon. He explained that he has already informed the prosecution's witnesses, who were expected to continue their testimony today. So far, Local Government and Regional Development Minister Sonia Parag has testified. In her testimony, Parag recalled acts of misconduct she witnessed from GECOM staff during the 2020 general and regional elections. The prosecution had complained that witnesses are not being allowed to freely testify as they should. At the last hearing, Magistrate Daly acknowledged that not allowing certain testimony was indeed an error. As such, she gave permission for the reopening of the examination of the witness, Minister Parag. The trial is set to last until September 13. 9 persons are before the court in relation to electoral fraud. They are former Returning Officer for Region 4 Clermont Mingo, former Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield, his former Deputy Roxanne Myers, former People's National Congress Reform Chairperson Waldo Lawrence, PNCR activist Carol Smith-Joseph, and GECOM employees Sheffern February, Enrique Livan, Michelle Miller, and Denise Bob Cummings. They are facing 28 charges relating to electoral fraud. The Guyana Police Force on Tuesday announced that Assistant Commissioner Kali Parshram has been appointed as the new head of the Strategic Planning Unit, removing him as commander of Regional Police Division 4C. According to the GPF, in this role, Parshram will oversee the development and implementation of long-term strategic plans. On Tuesday, the GPF said that Senior Superintendent Michael Kingston has been assigned as the commander of Regional Police Division 4C. Kingston's new role involves overseeing policing operations in the region. Additionally, Superintendent Nicola Kendall has been named Head of Strategic Implementation for Police Reform. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Thursday, August 8, 2024 at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Barbasura Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic at 6 hours 10 on Thursday, August 8, 2024, also for 1.5 hours.
Introducing Jumbo Jet Auto Sales. Are you looking for top quality heavy machinery and trucks in Guyana? Look no further than Jumbo Jet Auto Sales, your exclusive dealer for XCMG and Cinetruck. Only 30% down with up to 24 months financing available. Various sizes in motor graders to excavators, compactors to skid steers, and wheel loaders. Not forgetting our amphibious. We have a wide selection of XCMG machinery to meet your needs. Explore our range of Cinetruck dumpers, including 8x4 twin steer, all-terrain 6x6, 6x4 models, and more. Plus, check out our cement mixers in 8x4 and 6x4 configurations. We also customize to best suit your needs. Drop by our various showrooms located at East Bank, Land of Canaan, Eccles, our head office in Georgetown, Ogle, and in Berbice, Chester, and Bushlot to view our impressive inventory. Don't miss out on the opportunity to add to your fleet the perfect heavy machinery or truck for your needs. Visit Jumbo Jet Auto Sales today and experience quality, reliability, and excellent service all under one roof. Only 30% down with up to 24 months financing available. Contact us on 225-8255, 232-0633, 233-3101, or 328-2802. Jumbo Jet Trucks and Auto Sales, the only authorized dealer of XCMG and Cinetruck in Guyana. Jumbo Jet Auto Sales, your leading partner in quality machinery.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
In today's tough driving conditions, every engine faces three powerful enemies: engine heat, pollutants, and frequent short trips. Each factor is a direct cause of engine sludge, a buildup of dirt that can block vital oilways. This triple threat demands triple protection. Castrol GTX's Triple Protect Power is engineered to fight these three main causes of engine sludge.
Over 205,000 school-aged children benefit from a $45,000 Because We Care cash grant and uniform voucher. This initiative helps parents ensure their children have the tools needed for education. Oil and gas revenue makes up 29% of the